I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. They're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts. No gay demon masks, just ghosts, ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Mix. They're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts. ghosts. No gay demon masks, just ghosts, ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Max. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Max. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Max. They're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts. No gay demon masks, just ghosts, ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming the world's greatest DJ. His name is Till Max. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Max. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. They're the sexiest. Ooh yeah, we partying with ghosts, 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 ghosts. Till Max. they're the sexiest. Ghosts, ghosts, no gay demon masks, just ghosts, ghosts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you to join us in welcoming.
All right, everybody, how y'all doing today? Today is Bruvs Unite. Let's fucking go. Where's everybody at today? Big, let's get that knuckle bump right up there. Boom. Come on, people. Let's go. Let's go. I got the old OG Louie in the house tonight. That's how we do it today. I got the OG Louie. What you drinking, James? What you got going on? What is that? OG, what you got?
We got some Sapporo, man.
Oh, you got some. You got a proper beer, bro. You got a proper beer. You all the way over there across the pond. How you doing today, bro? What's going on?
Not good, man. Internet's terrible, apparently. You can't hear me. It's all chopping up.
You got a little bit of a robot voice going on, bro. Is it you got the terrible weather over there? What the hell's going on?
We've had all the 4 seasons today. We had the sun, then we had the rain, then we had the snow, then we had the bitter winds.
Yeah. You might have to cut your camera off if you keep doing the Mr. Roboto, but that's okay. I'm glad to have you here, bro. We got a possible royal guest, everybody, that might be popping on here in a little bit. I'm pretty stoked about that. So, you know, hell yeah, let's go. We had a great talk yesterday with AP. That was fantastic. And, you know, he dropped a lot of crazy gems, crazy dimes on us. And today we're rolling right into the Bruvs. We're going to go ahead and get into it with James a little bit. And then we'll see if our special guest drops by. And then we'll open up to the rest of the guys a little bit at the top of the hour. And we'll get into it. James. What say you? What's going on over there in England? How's it going? Besides the weather, we know the weather's shit, but what else is going on?
I look handsome. That's about it, really.
Yeah, you look great, bro. Looks like we might have in a minute a special guest pop by. You're still. Oh, there he is himself. Oh, we got him. Hold on, everybody. I got to do a little intro right here, right quick. We got. The heartbreaker of the Juggalos, the cat daddy, the captain of the Judas Goats, the wrangler of the pussy, both feline and feminine. We got the only Jesse Ventura that I trust, the one and only, the king of the sector, the night philosopher himself, King Mersh. Welcome, King Mersh. Thanks for dropping by. What the hell? Oh, King Mersh is a little bit muted there. Let me unmute you, or are you muted? Am I muting you, Mersh? I'm sorry.
It's me that should be muted.
Oh, I don't know why Zoom auto-muted me. That's weird.
King Mersh, welcome.
What's
it is
up,
a pleasure.
Buddy? Sorry about that. How are you?
It is a pleasure to have you on. How are you doing?
Yeah. No, I'm happy to be on, man. Thanks for having me. I will admit, I kind of low-key forgot what day I agreed to come on. Because, like, you asked me like on the weekend, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and me and Royce were talking about this like right before our OTC. I was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah, I gotta do Ray. I gotta cut out early because I gotta do Ray's thing. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, let me guess, you forgot. And I'm like, yeah. And then we just had a whole discussion about whenever me and Royce are like out to dinner and having drinks and we're with our chick, we're in a good mood. You're like, hey man, you want to do this thing? Where yeah, man, let's fucking go. And then you're like, oh yeah, I didn't do that. What's up, man?
Bro, it's going good, dude. I find myself in that situation all the time. I'm always agreeing to do like different paintings or pictures for people, and then they'll like, you know, remind me. They're like, hey, are we almost done on that? Like a week later, I'm like, oh shit, I totally forgot. But now there's something I wanted to get into you about because I saw there was something crazy that you just recently talked to God, and I was pretty blown away. Is that like a new king thing? You got a new perk, a direct line to God right there?
It seems to be one of the perks of my gig is that now I have a direct line to the Almighty himself, which is great because you don't want to piss off God. So, you know, the fact that God is fond of me and will live stream with me is very nice. And it can't hurt the algorithm, I don't think.
Well, I mean, you can only, you know, get blessed from God, right? And that was pretty incredible. The voice, if you guys don't know, I'm talking about last night with Tukey. Mersh was on with Tukey, and he was doing the God voice, and it was incredible. And he really did sound like God. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, man, and you were having a conversation with them, and even that part about your parents, I was rolling on the floor about that one.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I was like, are my parents in heaven? Oh,
I was dying. I was like, oh. Damn.
Yeah, Tukey is one of the funniest guys on the internet, hands down, period. And I met him couple years ago when we did that Who Are These Podcasts live event, and he was part of the event, and he was backstage, and he really hadn't even been doxxed or anything yet. He was still like kind of nervous, like, oh boy, this show is going to get me pretty much. I'm going to be out there now. But I just remember telling him, I'm like, you're like one of the only good things about the Dabbleverse. Like, you're so goddamn funny. Like the Tukey puppet and then the KB puppet. Like, he's insane, and he's so quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, that little KB puppet, I was running around saying, terms of service, they take my show. And then you did it, and then it just got in my head. It was like an earworm that I just kept, saying it. I found myself just drawing or whatever, and it would just pop out of my mouth. Terms of service.
I find myself doing the, huh? What?
What?
Somebody says something that makes no sense. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
By the way, I'm glad you guys made this a regular thing, too, because I like James, man. I like his he's got that fucking buttery smooth British accent where it's like, he definitely looks, sounds, and dresses like a guy that Jason Statham would kill. Bro,
isn't that the truth? Mm-hmm. Bro, he's a little bit.
In real life, I would eye Jason Statham. In real life, he's a fucking actor. I would iron him out like that. Like one of your guys, what's he name? Fucking Misery Loves Company prick. He called me a baggy boy. If I ever come over to your side of the pond, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Well, I think that's gonna help with your visa status.
That'd be a little rough. That sounds a little bit violent. I wouldn't disclose all of that for everybody to hear.
What's your business in the United States? Oh, I'm about to fuck up Kevin Brennan, bruv. About to split his old wanker fucking head open. They're like, I don't know. I think he's here on business. I don't know. I didn't understand some of that.
Right. No, that's what you got to do. You kind of got to smile unless he starts throwing fists at you. Then you got to move real quick and get out the way.
I'm being very tongue in cheek. I mean, I wish him all the best. I hope he goes to Turkey and gets a head transplant. I wish he's all the best, with his shitty little podcast after he called me a bad boy.
Man, what happened? Did you pay for your internet license this month?
I know. His internet was
terrible.
His internet was great until maybe 2 minutes ago, and then a storm came over. And now he's just fighting it, And I'm like, fuck, man, we got to get that English accent in here. We got to fucking bust some balls. What the hell's going on, bro?
A storm of browns. Am I right, James? Ayo. Oh,
sorry. How does he sound with the camera off?
Bro, much better. It sounds much better. I know you got to get that pretty face out to be seen, though. You're looking for them birds, right?
Hey man, it's pretty slim pickings around here at the moment. It's all going on in your neck of the woods, mate. That's where it's at. In California, in Florida, not much going on around my way at the moment.
Bro, I hear that. I think California is
aggressively English he is.
He's very aggressively English, isn't he? I feel like I want to go and get in my Audi and do a transporter movie right now. I just, I need my black suit and just get after it.
It's like, I don't know if you ever seen the SNL.
But this is the problem.
Oh, did he cut out? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Jake, can you hear me?
Oh, you're back. You're still breaking up pretty good. Are you still there, James?
We've got a storm. It's really bad.
Oh, I'm
trying to, but it's a storm, man.
It's rain. Yeah, it's raining bangers and mash over there, bro. But Mersh, I wanted to ask you real quick about the fourth cat status. I know you're looking after a cat outside. How's that going? How's he doing?
I'd like to find him a home. I take care of him while he's out there. He's a sweet guy. But yeah, he's not officially the fourth cat, but he has now resigned himself to my backyard because that's his safe zone. No other animals go back there. He's fenced in. He gets food. He gets fresh water. So he just kind of lounges around in my back patio now.
And he feels comfortable back there, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, and he loves me now. It took me about a year to win him over, but
now a year, bro. A year.
He's super feral, man. But now he comes over, he does the head bops, and he flops over. Now when I pet him, he purrs and he drools, which is very funny.
Wow.
So when I pet him, he just starts leaking drool because I don't think he's ever had affection. He doesn't know how to handle it.
He's like, what the hell is this? I'm not used to all this.
He whacked a mouse in front of me one day. I was very impressed, dude. Like when my grass was really tall, like a couple months back.
Oh yeah, maybe you
like,
saying something.
Food and stuff, and he was just looking at me, and then all of a sudden he just darted into the weeds, and I was like, I didn't even move. I thought I scared him, but he darted into the weeds, and then I just heard this little squeak, this like repeated squeak, and then he came out of the fucking weeds with this mouse in his mouth, looked at me, and then just jumped my fence and left, like with the mouse in his mouth, and I was like, I was gonna bring you some kibble, man. Like, you know, all right.
He's like, all good. I eat what I kill, motherfucker. That's how we roll around here.
He's a gangster, bro. I'm telling you. But I want to, like, I mean, I'll take care of him as long as he's back there. But I think he's ready to retire. I think he's ready to be an inside cat. I think he'd be very happy on a couch somewhere.
To come in out of the cold, you know. The funny thing is like I wasn't really a cat person before I started watching Nightwave. And then you got on the cat thing, and, you know, funny enough, it started warming me up to cats. And then I got a couple of cats that are feral around here, and I got one I call Bush Kitty, and I'll be out painting or something, and it starts coming around, and it flops down right next to me. I'll throw it a couple of chicken bones or whatever. But now I got a little painter kitty that lives out in the bush somewhere, like literally lives in a bush, and he comes around, and he'll start purring too. And I'm like, you know, it surprises me. And so it's been a real pleasant experience, you know. And I used to be an English bulldog kind of guy, but now I'm kind of a kitty cat kind of a person too.
You're not the first person to tell me that, and that was kind of the whole goal with the Bad Luck Boys thing. Was like I wanted to show people, like, you know, specifically guys. Guys don't generally like cats, and once I got Louie, I was like, all right, this guy's like he's a little curmudgeon, he's a little cranky sometimes, but he's also sweet, but he's also got his own. And then Clarence, I took him in, and then Marge, and then like you start to see they really all do have these fucking distinct personalities, and they're fascinating. Like whether they're killing a mouse or they're just zooming around your house at night. And then yeah, I've heard more people say like guys that have been like, yeah, I took this little fucker in, he showed up at my job site, and like, oh no, now I got a cat. And I'm like, see, it's awesome. Like cats are fun.
It really is awesome.
Animals, they're easy to take care of. They're great if you're like living in an apartment or you're single and you don't like you work a lot. It's like, you know, as long as they got a litter box, they got water, they got food, they'll be fine.
Yeah, cats are amazing, and really, I do think guys love them. You know, like for me, I was always, like I said, an English bulldog kind of guy, and I was never a cat person. I don't know why. I just always was a dog guy. You know. And you're right. I love the fact that they can come and go. You know, they do what they want to do, and then they go murder stuff. You know, how much more masculine is that? They're either fucking or they're murdering. It's like one of the two things. You're like, what the fuck, man?
And then at night they just pop into your bed and like lay on your shoulder blade and go to sleep. And you're like, I love these cats.
Yeah, I used to have a girlfriend, and she had a cat, and it would jump on my stomach, on my chest, and do biscuits. You know, and I did love that. I thought, hey, but there was a Persian cat, so I thought they were different. They were like the dummies of the cats.
Yeah, basically. I mean, they're fantastic. So yeah, I don't know, man. I like. And then I got my neighbor's cat. He comes by, Ori. He's just a little orange guy, and he was my neighbor's cat that started coming around because they let him out at night because he would just scratch at the door, and they were like, fine, just go out at night. Who cares? And then he ended up just finding my house, and then I would feed him every night. And now it's like I got a front cat and a back cat, and then every once in a while they will have a weird standoff. They never fight, but they'll have like a weird standoff, and it's very funny.
No, I love the cat politics, and I don't know if you probably have. You know all things cats just about. But I've watched some of those YouTube videos where the cats, they keep that little camera underneath their on their necklace, and they run around, and you can kind of see what the cat's life is like, and it's really fascinating because they really do have politics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do, and they're territorial, but like they respect territory sometimes too. You know, like they'll go, all right, I'm not going over there because I don't know that area too well. So that's why it works out here because like Ori's kind of in charge of the front. And then every once in a while, the black cat will come around the front because he'll see me with Ori, and he'll be like meowing at me, and I'm just like, go around back, dude, go around back. And then when I go around back, he's just waiting for me. So they got their little pecking order worked out. But yeah, man, I don't know. They're not a very, you know, dogs like are always helped. Like anybody sees a loose dog, that somebody's gonna grab it, right? Like even homeless people have dogs, right? But cats are just kind of neglected and left to their own devices, and they get invasive, and then they become an invasive species, and then they overbreed. So it's good for the environment, and it's good to help them out. But yeah, we've gotten what do I got, like 14 or 15 cats off the street now. So that's kind of neat. It's a nice feeling. It's like I know I'm just shoveling shit against the tide, but it's like picking up litter on the ground. It's like, yeah, okay, there's tons of garbage floating in rivers in India, but it doesn't mean you can't pick a styrofoam cup off the ground once in a while and just put it in the proper receptacle. Like, I know it's not making a whole lick of difference, but it's like putting your cart back. Everyone should just do it.
No, if that's facts, and it's 100% right. And we talk about a lot of drama. A lot of you got the Dabbleverse, you got all kinds of stuff going on. So it's fun to have that, like that a silver lining of the cat redemption and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of the Dabbleverse, I wanted to ask you, do you think Chrissy Mayer is funnier as a man?
I don't think Chrissy Mayer's funny.
She's not funny at all, is she?
That voice changer gimmick was so bad, and it was just like, it's like everything was like a trans pun and everything. It was just this real heavy-handed, just stupid bit, and it's like, this isn't 2016 anymore. It's not like, she's just doing these hack bits. She might as well be doing airline food shit.
Do you think that do you think Red Bar like headshotted her career when he did that Christmas stolen sweater bit or whatever, when he talked about that?
That wasn't a bit.
That was real though, right?
Yeah, she did steal Christmas sweaters from a Christmas party. Yeah.
Yeah, with Compound Media, isn't that right? Is that what she did? That's what I think I remember that.
I don't think it was Compound Media's party. They were at Compound Media was having like a Christmas party, and I think some of the other group was having a Christmas party, and she just grabbed gifts on the way out that she knew weren't hers. That's a great, it's a
how
great
crazy
time of
is that?
Thief is, Christmas is a great time of year to steal from people.
That's wild.
Like, has it ever occurred to you during the holiday season to take from people?
No, right? That's the time that's the time you give.
Even when you're a prick, you're supposed to be nice that time of year,
Yeah, or at least don't steal, right? Maybe if you're not going to give something to people, don't steal from other people. Take it easy on the bad stuff. No, that was crazy. I couldn't believe that. James, are you back? How you doing, buddy? What do you sound like?
Probably terrible.
No, you sound great.
Oh, you sound great now.
Yeah, you sound great. Well, thank God.
I jumped in and jumped back out. So I thought I was just gonna like listen to you two guys and be handsome, because I know that's what the women want. So I was just gonna listen to you two talk, and I was gonna be the handsome one. I'm the wingman that you guys need. You know what I'm saying, bro?
It's
Dude,
true.
I swear, man, if I was at a pub and this dude came up to me and had any kind of issue with me whatsoever, I would be trying to make it right as fast as possible. Like, what are you drinking, bud? Let me get you something to drink. Look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I don't want to get beat up. I don't have any favorite soccer team, so please do not beat the shit out of me.
Right? Yeah, he's like a hooligan.
I'm a nice guy. I wish nothing but the best for everyone, especially Kevin Brennan, who called me a batty boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you got beef with KB?
He called you a batty boy as well, remember? When we were in the Misery Love... We were in the chat together, weren't we? We were like making comments when Kanye West was going off on a tear. And he said, oh, what are you two? Like a couple of queers or something. Do you remember that? It was last Christmas. I
don't remember that.
I'm like an elephant. I never fucking forget. If there's someone slights me, I never forget. And like, on the internet, it doesn't matter if someone calls you gay. Every day, someone's calling you gay or a paedophile, aren't they? It doesn't fucking matter. But in real life, you can't let that slide. If someone calls you a batty boy in real life, you got to iron that fucker out. I tell you. That's just the way it is.
That's old school. Just break his jaw. You don't call me gay.
Bro, Mersh, he remembers a grudge from last Christmas from a chat room. This guy forgets nothing, bro. Anybody who needs a headshot, this guy's going to come clean your clock.
Yeah, if I ever offend you, just give me a chance to apologize first.
Right?
You're actually a cool fucking dude. Most people on the internet could put a fucking glass eye to sleep, but you're actually entertaining. You know what I mean?
No, that's facts. That's facts. I feel the same way.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. I always retweet every night. I always retweet Dr. Till. I always retweet Sulk, and I always retweet Nightwave. And the thing is, I can't see any of them because, like, the time difference. But I always retweet them because these people know what the fuck they're doing. But 99.9% of streamers, man, they are drier than an old granny snatch. You know what I'm saying? It's like they have got no fucking clue what they're doing. I'm half an idiot, right? And I've got more charisma than most of these people. You know what I mean? I just come on here and say stupid shit. And I'm way more entertaining than all of them. So that's why you and me are going to take over. We're just going to run over everyone. I tell you, that's just the way it is. We're going to run over all of them. Comic Skate, Ripperverse, Dabbleverse, any other verse you want, mate. Any other weird hashtag, we're running over everyone.
Now, Mersh, don't you think his voice would be perfect for that chat with the voices? Is it Melton's chat?
Yeah, I actually do need a super tip. I do need a James super tip voice because
I mean, his voice is so strong. Hey, fuck you, bruv. I'm gonna clean your clock. I'm gonna iron you like a cheap suit.
Well, it wouldn't just be a good voice, but because Super Tip has like the little bouncy picture, like the picture of him with the cap and the fucking sweatsuit on, it's just, again, it would be such an extremely British fucking voice, you know? And it's the cool English. It's not like the, the fluffy,
the
English.
poofy.
The poofy
It is just the thing that really annoys me. Your idea of an Englishman was a fat dollop like Az. That ain't a fucking Englishman. That's just a fat dollop who lives up north, mate. Mm-hmm. Anyone north of Watford is a wanker, mate. I tell you, they're not even in my fucking league. You know what I'm saying? We're down south. That's where it's at. I mean, he looks like a fucking, he looks like Humpty Dumpty. That isn't your average Englishman. Your average Englishman is a bald alcoholic who could kick the shit out of most like, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what your average Englishman is.
I'm just saying, like, knowing all the different dialects of English and stuff, like, if I had to choose based on just the English people I've seen on the internet, right, I'd rather hang out with a James than hang out with a fucking, like, a Sargon or, like, an Az or any of those guys that have, like, the London or, like, they're like, I want to hang out. Like, this is the guy, if I landed in England and I heard him talking, seeing the way he's dressed and everything, I'd be like, yo, what bar do you hang out at? I want to go there. I want to hang out with those people. Because those will probably be like real fucking people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'll have fun. You'll actually have fun. It's a difference.
It reminds me of I don't know if you remember the movie The Big Short.
Oh yeah.
But it reminds me of when he's at the pub at the end, and he's at like one of those like real pubs, and he's like closing out all the contracts, and he's like, "Y'all want to sell 300 million with this and 400 million?" And you can hear the guys in the background going, "Yeah, put me down for $1 million too, mate." And they're all just breaking his, and then they're like, "You're either a banker or a drug dealer," and either way, and they're like, "You better be a drug dealer." Yeah. Oh, that's what they said. They said, "Are you a drug dealer or a banker? Because if you're a banker, you can fuck off." And I was just like, yes. Like, those are the Brits I want to hang out with.
Yeah, the proper Brits, the ones that bust balls. James, is there a lot of fights over in the British bars, or is it pretty chill?
No, it's like, when you're in a pub, right? And it's like, you get it's like you start drinking and you get a lot of low IQ people in a pub and they get on it, right? If you accidentally bump into someone, right, they'll fucking drop you. They won't even ask what, why, or where. They're just like we're all impulse. You know what I mean? We're like an island race. That's all we know. That's the only thing we're good at now. Two things we're good at, drinking and fighting. Everything else we're shit at. You know what I mean? We've got no military. We can't protect our borders. We've got no money. You know what I mean? We're all fucked. But it's a bit like, that TV show Shameless? That's basically us, or fucking Train Spotting. Everyone's like Begbie. Everyone's Begbie. Begbie from Train Spotting. Everyone's low impulse control. Fucking punch someone first, ask questions later. That's basically our country. You know what I mean? It's what we should be. We should all bandy together. We should all start fucking ironing out all those Muslims. That's what we should be doing, man. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of all of them, man.
These are the Brits that actually like built the fucking empire.
Right. They made England famous.
Yeah, these are the guys on the ships fucking dying en masse of scurvy and fucking, shipwrecks and shit, just going off and doing manifest destiny shit. It wasn't
Imagine loving your country, right? Imagine being a true patriot and loving your country and knowing everyone else in the country fucking hates you for it. I mean, that's fucking England now. That is England in a nutshell. People like me are hated. You know what I mean? People that wave the flag of St. George, people that are proud of their country, people that are proud of their history, people that like lean into it, like the banter, just like having a fucking good time and a laugh and want to, just enjoy what little life they've got left. And everyone fucking hates you. That's the fucking country we live in.
I just want to airdrop y'all a bunch of AKs.
Facts.
Yeah, run amok.
Yeah, that's the truth, man. It's heartbreaking to hear that because you think about like the different aspects of the English culture that even America has based upon it, and it's all being turned out and betrayed. And you're like, where do we go from this? How the fuck do we come back from this?
It's
and
lost.
I don't know.
We're lost. We're lost. Everyone it's always funny, right? Because everyone that I'm friends with online, they're all Americans, right? I have more in common with you, like Mersh, Ray, fucking Dewey. I have more in common with you guys than I do with people in my own country. I'm a reject in my own country. I'm like on the outskirts. People wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. You know what I'm saying? They hate people like me. You know what I mean? I'm like a fucking Timu Tommy Robinson. You know what I'm saying? They fucking hate people like me. But like, is in your country, at least you've got a bit of fucking pride. You know what I mean? Even though they try and like stamp you down, you've got a bit of pride in your country. You can still everyone's got the flag out. You know what I mean? No one's fucking with your flag. No one's fucking with your principles. You can just like put your backs to the wall and go where you want and live your life. I mean, it's good where you live, innit? It's not so good in California, but it's good in Florida. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's
it
places
depends.
you can
It's a
go.
state by state basis. Yeah, I mean, like
There's
Florida's
places
where it's at, dude.
you can up sticks and leave, can't you? You can find your home. You can find a place where you can be you. But in this country, it's a small little island. You can fit it in fucking California. There's nowhere you can go, and especially with me down south, where all the liberal elites are, you're basically fucked. You got to mind your P's and Q's, be a good little boy, don't say anything out of school, otherwise you're just going to get your life cancelled like that. It's over.
Yeah, that's
we
what
have
I was
so many expats too from your neck of the woods. Specifically in Polk County where I live, we have a ridiculous percentage of English like expats that have just moved here and bought houses, and it's so weird because you wouldn't expect it in Florida, but you can drive around Polk County and you'll find certain areas where they'll have not just one but like multiple like British pubs, like not Irish bars, not like legitimate like British pubs where they have all the British food, and like, bro, you'll go in there and you'll be the only American in that bitch. And it's just a bunch of people bitching about England and they're just happy to be here.
Wow.
Mate, I get terrorised online. Anytime I post a picture of British food, mate, I get fucking terrorised.
That's true.
Where's the spices? Where's the flavour? It's like, fucking hell, mate. How many Irish people you got over there, mate? They like taters and cauliflower, mate. They don't want fucking spices.
Irish food sucks. Yeah, Irish food stinks too. I mean, I like
They
a
like
good shepherd's pie, but other
potatoes
than
and
that,
cabbage.
No, that's right.
Potatoes and cabbage.
I'm the worst Irish guy. I drink Jameson, but I never drank Guinness. I never ate the only thing I like is Jameson and shepherd's pie. Everything else can get fucked. Like, I can live without it.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many. I don't know. I think we lost about 260,000 people left last year in 2024, just up sticks and left England because they were fucked off with it. And God knows how many illegal migrants we got in return, man. They're all fucking holed up in hotels, mate, living the life of Riley, mate. There'll be a lot of people in this country that can't.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of people in this country that can't afford to stay in the hotels that they're staying in for free. They just won't be able to afford it. They're staying in 3, 4, 5-star hotels.
Yeah, we got the same thing going on in California to some extent. They were taking all that money for the homeless people, and they just found out that all the people that were taking the money in the government were buying mansions, they were buying yachts, they were doing all this stuff, and just leaving the homeless people outside. Same thing with immigration. So, like you were saying, Mersh is in a much better state for that than I'm in. California, I had to move out of the LA in order to... Bro, I got in trouble for using power tools. People got mad at me for I was making frames for my paintings, and they had the cops called on me for noise complaint, if you can believe that. And that's fucking wild.
The thing that annoyed me this week, I'm not really an emotional guy. I don't really like get into my feelings.
Really? Never would have guessed that.
There was a veteran outside the hotel sleeping rough of the hotel that was housing illegal migrants. And you can't tell me that that's not fucked up. A guy that fought for his country is sleeping rough outside of a hotel that's housing illegal migrants who are getting the Rolls Royce treatment. And no one will do anything. No one will say anything. No one will protest about it. No one will lift a finger to help these people. and they were literally willing to give their lives to fight for their country. Now you tell me that ain't gonna bring a tear to the hardest man's eyes. I mean, that's grim. It's grim as fuck.
No,
well, it's the same thing here when you think about the VA hospital and the Veterans Administration, how they treat veterans. But then you compare it to like, you know, we literally shut the government down for weeks because we wanted to give illegals medical coverage. And it's like, okay, but if you go to the VA with a fucking, if you literally go to the VA, you can have your throat slit and they'll give you ibuprofen and send you on your way. Like it's horrendous how they get treated.
No, it's terrible. Yeah, and they also have a thing where I saw over in England there was a whole bunch of those. They were in their 90s or something from World War II vets, and they were all crying because of what's happening to their country, but they still wore the uniform, and that's really hard to watch too because the country they fought for basically turned on them, and that's a tough pill to swallow. How do you reclaim your life? You know, you invested so much of your life into your and your friends.
There was a veteran on the TV show, right? He was in his 90s, and they asked him on there, was it worth it, right? And he said, no, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth my friends fighting and dying in World War II to save continental Europe and the world, he said, because of how England has turned out. And then this Muslim guy pressed him. He's like, what do you mean? Is it because you don't like the people that are in this country now? And he was like, no, he said, look at the state of this fucking country, he said. No, he didn't swear because he was a gentleman and a soldier. But he was like, look at the state of this country and how it turned out. What did we fight and die for? What did all my friends fight and die for? This country's worse than it was during World War II. He said it's worse. We fought and died for nothing because basically we fought to protect it from Nazi Germany, but we just basically given it over to another form of like radical Islam. Well, England's been given. I don't know what America's like.
Occupation.
England's been given over to radical Islam. That's basically what it is. You know, this country is going to be an Islamic country, just like that. You know what I mean? That's why I get so fucking vexed about it and so annoyed because no one says anything. But when a veteran's like that, and then they make a veteran feel bad for saying it, you know, a guy that fucking fought for his country. You know,
you think he's allowed to have an opinion?
Facts.
Yeah, exactly. No, because he doesn't. It's like he hasn't got the right opinion. You know, we've all got to be like this formulaic thing where we all think the same, and like we've all got to. You know, it's such bullshit. This country is so fucking. This country's so what they think about England as like, you know, this glorious country, mate. But if it was, what it isn't now. It's like, imagine going from the highest heights to the lowest lows.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that episode, I keep saying it, but it's like that episode of Sopranos where Tony Soprano goes, the best days are over. You know what I mean?
It's actually one of the best monologues is right at the beginning of that show, and it's such a good monologue.
Yeah.
The mafia is gone in New York. The mafia's gone. It's nothing. You've got Albanians now. You've got Middle Eastern criminals. You know what I mean? It's fucking over for Italian Americans. You know what I mean? And like it's over for Englishmen.
Well, I think the important thing about that monologue too, it's like it was supposed to be like, yeah, he's talking about the mafia, but he was just also talking about the country in general. Like it was an overall analogy for just this suburban existential dread of like, yeah, we all got in at the end. Whether you're in the mafia, whether you work in the fucking auto industry, you got in at the end. You're getting fucked.
Can you imagine what it's like to live as an American? Can you imagine what it's like to live in Michigan, right? Like the hub of the fucking auto industry, and now you get called to prayer 5 or 6 times a day. I'd be fucking fuming,
well,
mate.
that's what's going on in New York. Mersh, you come from New York. They just voted Mandani in there. Well, you know what's going to happen. I saw the police chief or something was showing how to put on a burqa and the slit for the ninja eyes or whatever the fuck that shit is. What's that all about?
It's just look, man. It's New York's been on its way out for a long time.
How's that going to impact New York? Yeah.
I mean, New York's already, it's a shambling zombie. It's like already dead and just kind of, you know what I mean? It's like it's already dead, but its brain hasn't received the fucking message yet. It's like when you cut a chicken's head off, it's just running around aimlessly. I think Mamdani is going to be the curb stomp that really pushes it over the edge. But I don't know. I mean, it's come back before. See, that's the problem. Like, people always say, well, it came back in the 70s. And it's like, yeah, because it was still mostly white. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate to break it to you, but it's not going to bounce back like it did in the 80s. There's no more white yuppies and shit, you know?
Well, I think there's one thing that could bring it back, and I mean, I think you talked about it before, the $1 slice.
Slices.
So the $1 slice. That's right.
That's what I would have fucking ran on. I would have told Cuomo, you know
what the hell happened to Cuomo, man? What happened to Cuomo? Did he drop the ball? What the fuck? Was he too busy dancing with his Don Julio?
It's always that third-party candidate in it. What is that? That Curtis Sliwa or whatever it is.
Fucking idiot.
He should have got the fuck out of the race, mate, and just, helped Cuomo. Just to keep Mamdani out. Because
bro, when you're polling at 7%, get the fuck out. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're 7%, bro. You're not gonna. All you're doing is fucking over the other guy. And I think there is a lot of speculation that Sliwa was paid a lot of money to do what he did. So.
Yeah, dude, facts about that. And if Cuomo had just ran on his Italian heritage, I mean, let alone the $1 slice pizza, just the Italian heritage alone, that would have brought New York back. And
I think he would have won if he acted more like Trump, but like a more like, oh, these guys, they did 9/11 over here. Like, I think if he had done more shit like that, he would have gotten some good sound bites.
Bro, if he did Paulie from The Sopranos, it'd have been like, he'd have been fucking in. That's what people want to see. They want that masculinity back, right? That's what we really want. We don't want to roll over and to these people coming in that want to have prayer. Just like, in Dearborn, Michigan or whatever, they got that call to prayer at 5 times a day and shit like that. What the fuck's that all about?
Yeah, that's fucking mad.
I mean, you hear it in New York, too. It depends on, like, certain neighborhoods in Brooklyn and shit. They've had that call to prayer since... shit, as far as I can remember, really. Like when
I didn't know that.
20 years ago, you could go to Brooklyn and hear a call. Like certain neighborhoods it wouldn't be 5 fucking times a day, but you would hear it once in a while. You'd hear the outside of the mosque, and you're like, all right, well. And I'm not even like that. Doesn't offend me if it's like, again, I'm not one of these people that's like everyone needs to be white. Like that's not how I think. That's how I am. Like, I do like living in a place that has, access to different cultures, but I do think that we need to maintain a certain ratio. You know what I mean? Like it's an ecosystem, dude. If you take if you take like gazelles, for instance, and you put them in a fucking, animal preserve, whatever, right? And then you just start dumping every lion you find into this nature preserve, like you're going to eventually have no gazelles. You have to have an ecosystem.
No, it's 100%. You're 100% facts right there. You can't dilute, whatever it is that you already have as the culture. That's cultural engineering, that's social engineering 101, and that's then you turn out to have a situation like in England where it's completely changed now, where you all you're going to get is falafel. Even the Chinese joints serve falafel, and that's not a good thing either. That's terrible. And we got to band back together. And what I always talk about is, you got to make your own life better. You got to get excited about things in your own life and, make that better. And that's one of the, core tenets that, bro, voting, what does that do? It doesn't do anything, right? Like, I voted for Trump the first time. Then I saw, bro, it's all a big joke. The only Trump that I like is Zoomer Trump. The new and improved Zoomer Trump. Every time, Black Candace Owens.
He did call some bird piggy, though, didn't he? He called some journo Piggy, didn't he?
Yeah, he called her Piggy. He called her Piggy while she was asking about the Epstein files, though. So it's like maybe time and place, bud.
That was a heel turn in itself, wasn't it? Like all of a sudden, when Trump says, "What are we still talking about that shit for?" I was just like, "Whoa, that's some wild shit right there."
He's past it now, though, isn't he? They're going to release it, aren't they?
No, they ain't going to release it. No.
Nah.
No, if they're going to do. Go on, Murphy.
No, I was going to say, I don't think that Trump is, like, implicated in this as much as, like, Howard Lutnick and all of his little financial guys. And I think Trump's more concerned with the people he's surrounded himself with. And I think a lot of those fuckers are on this list. And that's what's bugging him. Like, Lutnick was, like, he's, like, running this country's economy now. And he was, like, Epstein's best friend and neighbor for years, even after the shit in Florida.
No, 100%. And I saw that Saturday Night Live skit. MacGruber's on the list, bro. We can't be having that come out when he's on the list.
Really good.
Bro, I mean, Saturday Night Live, they came back with that one. Are they only capable of making fun of Republicans? They can't make fun of anybody else. And once Trump fucks up, then they go all in on him. That was pretty funny, though.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Yeah, but
terms of service.
Terms of service.
Poli-
They're gonna take my channel.
Politics is a fucking. Politics is a dirty business, though. How many times have we been fucked over as voters? Like, I could vote for fucking Nigel Farage and Reform tomorrow, right? And they could promise all the right-wing policies that I want. They could end legal migration. They could get rid of all the legal migrants. They could say that. And as soon as they get into power, they do exactly the opposite. It's the same with Trump. Giant fucking disappointment. You know what I mean? What's he actually done in the first year? He hasn't done fuck all.
No,
He signed a few bits of paper, isn't he?
No, I
I
totally agree with you. I just want to change the topic just briefly. Now, Mersh, if we brought James to Florida, where should we take him? I'm not a Floridian. You're a Florida native. Where would he enjoy going?
I mean, it would depend because, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, I know he's a man who loves his country and his people and everything, but, like, I doubt if he got here, the first thing he'd want to do is go to, like, a British pub in Polk County. I'd want to take him to, like, fucking Tampa or something, you know what I mean? Get some Cuban food, get a little fucking, you know, a little bit of that, and then take him to Polk County. But I think Polk is where all the Brits are running to because it's, like, you know, it's affordable, it's still very kind of conservative-ish, it's quiet, you know what I mean? And they have all their amenities here. But no, I mean, I love Florida. I would just avoid like Miami, Tallahassee, and to some extent Gainesville, but like Pensacola, Tampa, fucking, there's a lot of fun. Sarasota's great. Any place that's still a little nice.
Now, he was saying he wanted to go to Clearwater. What about that?
Clearwater's nice.
Is Clearwater?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Clearwater. I like Clearwater, St. Pete area. It's not my favorite place. Clearwater specifically is very boring.
Scientology, right? A little organized.
We own a lot of the land, and there's just not much going on in Clearwater. But there's so much shit going on around Clearwater. Like if you go up north in the Pasco, there's shit to do. You go south, to St. Pete. There's plenty of shit to do. Just Clearwater is like where they stuck like the airport and the Scientology center.
Yeah, James, you wouldn't want to go to an English pub if you came to Florida, right? You'd want to go on. What would you want to do?
I want to go anywhere where the women say yes, please, and thank you. You know what I'm saying? You know, as long as there's a bit of talent around, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
Tampa.
Hog's breath it is.
Yeah, Tampa's where it's at, man. That's that. Oh my God, I was such a lucky man when I lived there.
Bro, I know that's facts. I hear a lot of your Tampa stories, and you know, I've been to Florida a couple times. I went one to like Pensacola. I went one to Seal Beach. Played baseball a lot, and we went down there on tournaments and stuff like that. But I never got to the good spots of Tampa or even Miami. You know, of course, Miami looms large in everybody's mind when they think of Florida. They're always like, "Oh hell yeah, Miami, bro." Is Miami everything?
Great. Miami's great, but you want to.
I hear a but coming.
Yeah, well, because it's like it's the same thing with Tampa. Like it's a great place, but you want to kind of remain in certain areas. Like South Beach used to be like the hot spot. Now you don't want to go there because it's literally just all hood rats doing hood rat shit. But if you go to like Doral or you go to like Sunny Isles or like there's certain like areas near like Biscayne Bay that are. Like Kendall, Doral, there's certain neighborhoods. Like when we went for the GOP thing, the debates, we were staying in I think Doral, and that's like, you know, ooh, nice and fancy. You know what I mean? And it's got cute little downtown bars, and like Jane so lovely put it, plenty of beautiful women saying yes, but without a lot of the excess like hood shit. Because like I'm not into that. Like when I was younger, I liked doing hood rat shit. As I've gotten older now, it's like, you know, I want to be somewhere nice. I want to stay somewhere nice.
Is there a lot of hood in Florida? Is there, you know, is it? I'm sure there is, right? You got a lot of Cubans, a lot of Haitians, a lot of people from all kinds of international communities, right? That kind of Miami and that southern Florida is really an international area, isn't it? Or no?
Well, what's funny is a lot of the Cubans are leaving Miami, and then they all started moving north and taking over Broward County. And then, like, so any of the Cubans that made money and did well for themselves moved north to Broward. And then now it's like Miami, like, even like Hialeah and these neighborhoods that used to be primarily like poor, like lower class Cubans are now, it's all Haitians. It's all, you know, doing magic with chicken bones and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's gotten that bad.
So Popeyes is pretty big down there, huh?
Yeah.
A little Waffle House action, damn.
Yeah.
No, but we're gonna jailbreak James out of England. We're gonna get him over here in the next 6 months or a year or whatever.
He's the kind I want to import.
Yeah, he's a good bloke. He's a good bloke. You have to say, you have to say it that way.
I'm like that end. I'm like the end, fucking where Brad Pitt's in the ambulance. And fucking and he goes, I try. Like I'm that guy. I'm like, I try, you know what I mean? I try to be a good pal. I try to be a good online pal, I just want to be one of the lads, one of the muckers. That's one of the things that bugbears me, right? I know for a fact you live in Florida and you're surrounded by fit birds 24/7. I know you live in California, you're surrounded by fit birds 24/7. I'm from South London, surrounded by fit birds 24/7, right? That's why I hate it when I see all these little drips in the chat rooms puffing up all these birds that are supposedly fit. And they look like a fucking horse's arse, mate. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone online is supposed to be a fit bird. Like those people in comics, they always go on about Anna, that Star Wars girl. Shut the fuck up, mate. Paper bag job. Paper bag job. They all are. Don't be telling me. I know you're hiding all the fit birds where you are, mate. You never see them online. I ain't never seen them. You know what I'm saying? It's they're all like.
The online world definitely, bro. This is new for me, and I guess I don't know if it's new for James or not. But Mercer, you're an old pro at it. The online world is quite different than the IRL world, where you can see what you're talking to, see the girls that you're interacting with, and use your vibe and your charisma to pick them up. It's quite a bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I've always done a little bit of both. So, because I grew up, obviously. See, I grew up at the tail end of millennial life. So, I had a computer at 13. I was always terminally online.
Okay.
But it was still during the time when not everybody was terminally online. So, and you didn't have the high-speed internet. So just because I was online fucking around a lot didn't mean that you still didn't unplug if you wanted to go have real friends. Not all your friends were on all these, there wasn't no smartphones and shit. So I had a blend of real life and internet shit. I've done well at both, but I had the cheat code. I worked at strip clubs for 15 years. So, I always had an in with, and I didn't really fuck strippers. I did, but I didn't make a habit out of fucking strippers, but there was always a hot bartender, a hot waitress. There was always somebody, somebody needed a ride home. You know what I mean? So it kind of just fell on my lap in that way. But, I personally like to, I've done the Tinder thing. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like meeting somebody I haven't, I'd rather meet you in a fucking store or at a restaurant and be like, hey, by the way, let's hang out sometime.
Bro, facts, because the Tinder thing, you never know what you're gonna get. You got these pictures or these filters or whatever. You show up, it could be somebody like their grandma or their aunt or whatever. It doesn't even look like them, and you're all bummed out. And it's really hard to I don't like being directly combative like that, especially with the opposite sex, right to their face and tell them, bro, you're not the same person. I don't want to talk to you or whatever. And that's kind of rough.
Switch.
Yeah, that's rough.
No, I know it's fucked up and it's deceptive. And look, everybody's kind of guilty of putting their best photo out there.
There's a difference between being a good salesman and then giving a completely different, product or whatever.
That's the thing. I'll put a couple of good flattering photos of me up, but when I show up, you're not going to go, Jesus Christ, you are not the person in the photo. You know what I mean? I might not look as good as the photos, but come on, these new Samsung phones take good photos. What do you mean? Yeah. But no, honestly, I've always said too, when people go well, what's your advice? I always say, you should be famous on the internet. That helps a lot if you want to get women to talk to you. Just be internet famous. I don't know.
That's why we got to get James on Super Tips.
I'll tell you something. If I worked in a strip club, I'll be shitting on my own doorstep 24/7. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Facts.
He would pull too if he was like a floor host at a strip club with the accent and everything, because they'd make you wear a suit and shit.
Bro, he would be clean cut right there. That would be, what do you say?
He's somebody I would have had to fire at one point because he'd be new to the strip club business, and I would have to pull him into my office and go, hey, look, man, I get it, right? I get when you first start working here, it's fun. But you can't sample all of the products. You know what I mean? You're causing drama. This girl's now fighting. I can't have this shit. All I'm saying is be more discreet.
I'm the type of guy that would be getting high on his own supply. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'd have bitches just fighting over that accent in the locker room. Hey, why you doing that? I'd be like, dude, stop fucking all of them. At least fuck girls on different shifts. Although that backfires too. I was dating a girl one time. that was my day bartender. But I wouldn't say cheating because we didn't have like a exclusive thing. But I was fucking this girl that she despised, and I didn't know she despised her until I had already started fucking her, you know. And so one night I always made sure, because I was their manager, I always made sure that they never interacted, right? Like I always made sure they were on different
Yeah, you kept them
shifts so
apart.
that they didn't overlap. Well, one night I had no bartender at night, and I had to call in the girl I was fucking, not the one I was dating, because the one I was dating was working day shift. She had to leave, and I had to do a shift. It was one of the most tense shift changes I've ever done. Like I made sure I had fucking Morgan's draw ready to go. So when she walked in, I even gave it to a floor host, and I'm like, make sure when she walks in, just give her her register and tell her to get to work, while I was counting out day shift, and I was just praying to the gods they didn't run into each other. So yeah, you can get in trouble doing that shit.
Well, James is definitely one of the guys that would get in trouble for sure. I could tell. We'll bring him in America. He's going to put on a suit right away and just walk around and hit on all kinds of women. He's got that look. He's got that, you know, he's got that
He's got
sound.
the look. He's got the accent. Also, wait, how tall are you?
5'9".
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, that's perfect. He's right there at the, like, it's, you know what I mean? As long as you're not a manlet, because that will hurt.
Bro, that would ruin the whole thing, wouldn't it?
Like I'm 5'11", right? So I'm not like huge guy, but like you got to be at that 5'8" or above. You can't be like Ben Shapiro level.
5'2".
Like, oh boy. Yeah, like it'd be one thing. Like I could almost vouch. Yeah, for sure he'll get laid. I just wanted to make sure he was at least like a certain height, because you don't want to go, yeah, come here, you'll get laid, and then like 5'4" James gets out of the plane and he's like, oh, bruv, that's what this was. And I'm like, fuck, I did not know you were a midget.
Could you imagine how the ultimate disappointment that would be? I'd be like, all right, lads, it's me.
Bro, he had a voice modulator to make his voice sound deeper online. He's the bait and switch.
Yeah, could you imagine it? It'd be like the woman, with all the fucking filters. It's like in real life, look at him. I've come here to, ooh.
No, but I could tell James would be a good time going out. We would have a good time. And we're gonna try and get him to Florida, man.
He could rap, man. I told you that the first time you guys streamed.
You did.
I was like one of the first people in the chat going like, "Yo, you got to keep doing shit with him, because he just has that
magnetism. He's got the magnetism.
Where you're like, I want to fucking listen to this guy talk, and that is like the number one uphill battle. You can be funny, you can write good jokes, you can do material, you can make bits, you can do all this shit, man. But it's like, if you don't have that thing that makes people go, oh, I'm listening to this guy. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to listen to him talk. If you can pull that, everything else is easy.
I'll tell you now how I know it's the thing. I'm desperate to get Ray to the tippy top, and Ray's desperate to get me to the tippy top. We want it for each other. We don't want it for ourselves. You know what I mean? Ray wants it more for me, and I want it more for Ray. That's how we're stand-up guys. You know what I mean?
True bruvs.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, Bruvs Unite.
That's how I see it.
Yeah. And, it's definitely been a nice surprise, the kind of people that I've met, especially through the Nightwave community, through the ROTC community, different people like Scarface, like K-Rads, like Ric Flair's hair. There's a lot of good guys out there, man. And, it's just
curated a very great community. We've cut out a lot of trash over the years that, are most of them now my sworn enemies that want to destroy me, but it was like, you don't fit in around here, man. Like, you know what I mean? We want funny, creative, dialed in dudes. We don't, all that, like, even like the people that get way too into the race shit, right? To where it's like, look, I like to make some jokes and, red pill some people here and there, but if they're just gonna scream about one thing about Jews in my chat, it's like, all right, man, at least make it funny. I got one rule around here. It's the Roger Rabbit rule. As long as it's funny, make it funny.
Yeah, no, bro, that's facts. And the other thing I was going to ask you about is if you really did steal Money Plane, written by Irrational Times from Steel Toe. I heard he said something about that. I didn't think that was true.
Oh yeah, he stole the bit, and then I don't know. There was something else about $100 that he owes him that I don't know what for. I don't really know the story behind that. But no, Aaron's been aping our shit and doing it poorly for fucking years now. And it's like he sees shit on our show. And who are these podcasts that's starting to do that shit too? They'll find shit we do and then try to do the same coverage, just not funny and poorly. And it's like, well, all right, like, we did it first, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's You know,
Oh, it was the pirate ship thing. He said the pirate ship thing. That was the first time I heard him steal your thing, and that really sent me over the top because that's been your thing forever. As long as I've been watching, I've heard you say, you know, it's like a pirate ship. People come in, they're part of the community, and they go out, but they can come back and go as they want to.
Yeah, and guess what? If I'm not being a good captain, there'll be a fucking mutiny, and these people will kill me. It truly is a pirate ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
But yeah, he bit that. He bit the money plane thing. He also, I noticed, takes words like that I say and like he adopts them whether he realizes it or not. Like what was the one? Ya boy is one. It was one that he stole from me where I'm always like, you know, ya boy actually did pretty good, and he actually used it to commit revenge porn. And then there'll just be like a word that I'll use that I don't normally use, like something deep from my old vocabulary, and I'll only use it once, but then the next week he'll be using it every episode, and I'm like, this guy pretends he doesn't watch me, but he watches my every move so he can try to copy it poorly.
And poorly he does. Yeah, he copies.
But
it
it's like
poorly.
I'm the guy that does a backflip off the roof into the pool, and then he's the guy that's like, oh, okay, and then he goes up there, and then he slips on the gutter and fucking breaks his neck. And we all just laugh at him.
Yeah, no, that's facts. And there's one component of Nightwave that I don't think anybody else can really replace, and it's when you get philosophical at times. Like sometimes you just get deep and philosophical, and you've said a lot of things. And there's one thing in particular you said to me a while ago, and we had chatted a few times, and when I first met you or whatever, and you said, you know, different people start at different places in their lives. Some people start in the hole, and they just barely get even at one point, and you have to only measure yourself against yourself. And you know, that really came at a really good point, or when I needed it. You know what I mean? Because I was feeling down on myself about whatever. And so I, you know, sometimes your philosophy, let me say it right, you know, it really does pierce through a lot of that doom and gloom.
Yeah, I try not to be totally black-pilled. I mean, I try to be a little more, you know, like, yeah, some days I'm black-pilled, and some days you wake up and just look at your Twitter timeline, and you're like, oh, Christ, you know? And then, but, you know, I try to make it funny, or at least try to find an angle. Like, you know, it's like I was saying earlier about helping cats, right? Yeah, I've gotten 14, 15 cats off the street, right? That's a fucking drop in the bucket. Who gives a shit, right? It's nothing when you look at how many, you know, we have a big problem in Florida because of the warm weather, and we don't spend as much on like animal services here. So, you know, it's like, it's a drop in the bucket. I barely even, you know, it's basically when you're like out there when BP has an oil spill in the Gulf and you're out there with a white bucket, just like picking up oil. And it's like, what are you doing? It's coming out by the fucking millions of gallons. So yeah, there's times where you go, well, what's the point? But you got to just power through and be like, well, it doesn't matter what the fucking point is. You're doing one good thing now. It doesn't matter if it's going to fucking create a domino effect that saves the world. You're doing a good thing. You don't need to worry about the outcome of it or what you're going to be rewarded for it. It's like, you know, just try to, like, you know, when you're feeling black pill, do something about it. But yeah, the whole competing with yourself thing, it applies to everything. Finances, getting in shape, if you want to lose weight. There's so many ways that you can apply that philosophy to your life. And, you know, if you go into a gym and you're just a fat fuck, you know, the last thing you want to do is just look at these dudes that are just jacked and they're all like they're literally entering a competition next week, and they've been working out their whole fucking lives lifting kettlebells since they were 7, and they came from a family of athletes. Dude, don't compare yourself to that guy. You were never that guy. You grew up in a fucking a food stamp family that was probably that subsided on fucking soda and Doritos. You probably didn't get the education. You know what I mean? So now you're in here. You're trying. Just get up and move around. Walk around. Do light reps. Just get sweaty, and then you'll see results. Same thing with money. If you grew up fucking with nothing, it's like, for me, dude, you know, people can say, well, you know, you're not rich. You're not that. Fine. Dude, I don't think I've ever lived in a place that as nice as I live in now. And it's just a 2-bedroom duplex. Well, I mean, I've lived in nicer places, but I've never lived in a place like this and not had roommates. Like, I have 2 bedrooms, 2 baths in my house, to myself. I have a yard. I have my own shit. I have a great landlord. He's very cool with me. Like, now I never have issues. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah.
I grew up fucking everybody getting drunk and beat up and, you know, food stamps. And, like, my family was a fucking mess. So when some guy who was, born better off, like talks shit about like when Aaron will be like, "Oh, he got his car repoed," and I'm like, "Yeah, both your parents are still alive and not divorced, and I bet they've bailed you out of plenty of fucking problems." So it's like I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about how can I be better than yesterday. I don't need to be better than these fucking losers.
Yeah, facts. Now, we had AP on yesterday, and I asked him a question, and he gave me a really good answer. And the question I asked him was like, how do you deal with all these, online people and all that kind of thing? And he said, you never put something out that if it's cut off, it can't grow back. Meaning, you never expose something about your, your life or who you are, that it's not like a fingernail or a thumbnail, he said, because you can always grow that thumbnail back. You don't want to get your head chopped off. So, when I know you deal with a lot of that kind of stuff, and I think I've even asked you before, like, wow, how do you deal with all that kind of stuff? Do you just turn it off? Is there just something you get used to, or is it just something that you've been dealing with your whole life, so you can handle it, probably better than most people, or how does that go?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been very intense with like as far as like when I did stand-up comedy, there were other comics I feuded with. When I did radio, there was other radio guys I feuded with, so that kind of shit doesn't bother me. But like when it's online, most of that shit's just noise. And when you have like 10 accounts call you a fat F slur, all within the course of an hour, you got to assume that that's like usually 2 guys with 5 accounts each. So it's like a lot of it's not real, and you just get used to it. Like, it doesn't matter. You could literally be Ray Ray, like the fucking most positive guy in the world, does nothing but like elevate other people and make art and like make food and create joy, and like you're not negative at all. But I bet you have a few people in your DMs that are like, fucking faggot. You know what I mean? It's just like they're just out there. They're always gonna be out there. They're always gonna be fucking angry. And yeah, I mute them. I mute a lot of these people. Obviously, I think with recent things that have happened,
sure, yeah,
the drama has amped up a bit. You know what I mean?
Well, this is like another golden age for Nightwave. Really, the recent arc has been tremendous. I go back often to the Teddy Hart arc, and I love the Teddy Hart arc. That was such a fascinating, crazy, entertaining, it was almost like investigation discovery kind of thing going on with Teddy. Like, it was so mind-bending. Like, every next episode was another, rhinestone Maserati, 4 cats in a car, Maria Maddox, like, wrestling, and all of a sudden his,
I miss him.
Is he a Mason? Is he not a Mason? Bam, he is. Oh my God, like, I remember when, I think it was Scarface dropped that question in the chat. And then, you were like, then you popped it, and then, like, his face went white. The blood drained from his face, and I was like, holy shit. Bro, that was some of the best internet shit I have ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that speaks to also why when you talk about people not getting under my skin, it's like, well, I'm very good at getting under people's skin. So it's like, don't try to use my fucking tricks on me. It doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a master manipulator if I don't like somebody. I know how to point. Like, look, Matt Mead was proof of that. I know how to fucking push buttons. I know how to push somebody off a cliff if I want to. So when they try these tactics on me, I'm like, I know all these tactics, dude. It would be like if I tried to fight, Islam Makhachev. And I went, yeah, let's get in the ring. Let me try to beat you at jiu-jitsu. It's like nothing I do to him is going to work. He does this every day. So, me swinging on him at a bar is not going to go my fucking way. But him trying to get under my skin is also not going to work. You know what I mean? Because I could be like, you're gross. You're Muslim.
Facts. Now, that's why you bring James. James is the one who's going to take that guy out in the pub. He's the muscle. He's going to, ain't you, bruv? Ain't you?
But the thing is, I'm like, the people know me online. I'm self-deprecating. I'm 50% take the piss out of someone, but I'm 50% take the piss out of myself. I don't take myself overly seriously. My tongue is firmly in my cheek. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not one of these guys online. I'm a Main Street guy. So I've come online, and it's kind of like a learning curve. Because these people are so fucking serious about absolute bullshit. You know what I mean? They get really invested in other people's lives. And I don't give a fuck about other people's lives that way. You know what I mean? I'm not intensely into the Nick Recader fucking steel toe fucking thing. You know, I'm not intensely into that. That's their lives. They can do what the fuck they like. It's nothing to do with me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's how I am, and I'll take the piss out of myself. And with people, I generally find how I've got to be with them, like the level of bands. Like
Yeah.
I've got good bands with Dewey. You said I've got good bands with CK. He wants me to come on. And I call him Peeping Tom, you know, because he's there with a camera, you know. Taking pictures of the birds in the corner going, like this, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't mean it. I love CK. But it's a good little bit, isn't it? We can make a little angle out of it. Maybe we'll get a few views. Maybe we'll get a few clicks. Who the fuck cares? It's all fun and games. Don't take it too seriously. You know, the thing I like, the best thing about Mersh that I ever saw was when he did the Jesse Ventura impression.
Bro!
I've got that fucking saved somewhere, and it's like that is the greatest thing I've ever fucking seen. And I'm not prone to kissing people's ass, but that Jesse Ventura thing when he was doing that thing with Royce, the back and forth.
The key is you gotta get the shake going. That's the problem. Is he's got the shakes.
That was funny as fuck. You know what I mean? And I like being around people like that. They've got a bit of fucking sense of humour. They've got a bit of dash. I don't want to be on a stream where I'm bored to fucking tears, just sitting in the square where I'm going like this. Oh, fucking hell. Please let this end. Someone shoot me. You know what I mean? And there's like 1,000,001 streams out there that are like that. It's like watching fucking paint dry. You know what I mean? I don't want to be involved in any of that. I want to get in, get out, and do a bit of entertainment. You know what I mean? And if it means taking a piss out of me or taking a piss out of someone else, let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Now, Mersh, when you did that Jesse Ventura and you talked to Roddy Piper, what's his real name? Rodman or what is it?
Roderick Toombs.
That's it. When you said that Roderick Toombs, bro, that fucking was nail in the coffin right there. And the fact that you got the opportunity to speak to Roddy Piper, Roderick, what'd you say? My good buddy, my old friend, Roderick.
How's my old friend Roderick Toombs doing? I knew right away that would get him.
Bro, that was money.
We were on hold. We only had like 2 minutes, and I just ran to Wikipedia, and I was like, all right, Jesse Ventura and Roddy Piper, obviously they wrestled together, but what else have they done? And then I was like, oh my God, I never knew that they had a failed TV pilot together. And that was all shit I found out like with 4 minutes to go, and then we just called, and I just had enough things to push the right buttons to make you be like, oh, this is my old pal. You know what I mean?
Now that's creativity right there. That is fucking creativity. Have you always been a creative person, Mersh, or is this something that you basically came out of like an invention of need or something like that?
I don't know, man. It's weird. Like even with stand-up comedy, like I was never a good writer, so I would carry like a notebook around. This was pre-smartphone days, but I would carry a notebook around, and like I was just always good at like on the fly, conversationally funny shit. And then I would write shit down. I'd be like, oh, I'll be a good bit later. So like, I'm not creative in that sense. I just, look, when you grow up in and I always wondered why I had such a good firm grasp of psychology. And I very barely even read books on psychology. But when you grew up, and I read this, that when you grow up in a house with alcoholics, you tend to become very good at psychology as a kid. You just learn a lot of personality defects as you go. And you kind of, and then I spent so many years in strip clubs, man. You just learn I've watched people lie to each other my whole life. And just listen. When you sit back and listen to people lie to each other for fucking, 40 years, you start to go, okay, I know what people want. I know what they want to hear. And I know what, so I was good at sales too. Like I would say, yeah, I'm funny, but creative, I wouldn't even say is the right word, because it's like I just say stupid shit, and then you guys are creative. You know what I mean? This background was fucking Kyle from Dr. Dill. I wouldn't have known how to do this. They take a bit I did, and then, or like Ray takes a bit and just turns it into like this fucking totally awesome thing, and it's like, yeah, I could have never done that.
Well, no, I mean, you guys are like, that's why, one of the lights dawned on me one day. I'm watching Revenge of the Sis, and I'm watching, Nightwave, and I'm loving, all this stuff, and I'm laughing. I'm like, fuck, why don't I, for a warm-up, why don't I just start making these cartoons? And so you guys became like my writer's staff. You guys are the creative ones, you know, and I'm just taking your joke and I'm, you know, tweaking it a little bit here, a little bit there to make it, you know, look better on paper or present stronger with the visual or whatever. And so it is, you guys are very creative. You, Royce, Frozen, Pessy, Virgie, you guys are extremely creative people.
Yeah, but it's just talking shit. I mean, that's the only thing I'm good at.
That's a gift. That's a gift.
I have an autistic wealth of references and stupid shit in my head, and I can just kind of make dumb references to shit. I don't know. Look, I'm blessed, man. I'm not exactly fucking top tier. I'm no Shane Gillis, and I'm not a top tier talent, and I get to make a living doing this, which is pretty cool. You know, I got my kitties. I got my nice little house. I got my car back finally from that from the repo incident. You know, life's good, man.
Well, you know, the thing is that, like, you know, it makes for a great story afterward. You know, you got that, you know, you got the repo story, you got some of the other stories that you're telling, and, you know, I'm fucking over here working and I'm dying laughing, you know, so much so that I drop everything that I do and I make a cartoon out of it. And, you know, I know exactly how you feel. I hate getting compliments about myself. You know, I hate when people say, oh, Ray, blah, 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 great guy, da-da-da-da. I'm like, you know, I just try hard, you know. I just try my best and try to put myself up there to be measured, much like you do or much like James does.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also like, it's kind of annoying, like, when you see people that are, like, so much better than you at something. Like, like currently, like, all right, like, my chick now that I'm with, she's as funny as I am at times, but also does, like, 10 other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I could be funny, but she could also be funny, but also draw and also do other shit. And I'm like, I can't do any of that shit. I'm retarded. I do not put, like, even when you started that thing, which I thought was great, your whole fucking unlock the creativity thing, and you had everybody just going for it, just trying it. I was like, yeah, this is one thing I already tried this. When I was younger, I tried to draw. Like, there's this kid, Chris Timpone, that I went to school with, and he was very good at it. And I remember trying to learn from him, and I was just like, very early on, I was like, yeah, I don't have
the thing.
Yeah, whatever that is, you hand me a pen, and I'm like, this is why when we play the Jackbox games on the paywall sometimes, we'll do the stuff where you have to draw, and I have to do it with my mouse, and I'm like, this is fucking awful. But that's why I want to get a stylus pen and an iPad just for when we do those now, because I want to be able to draw back, because I can at least kind of come up with a doodle, but when you're doing it with a mouse, but yeah, visually, spatially, I'm literally retarded.
Oh, we got a Clarence side, and that's awesome. Clarence joined us. Fire.
What are you doing, pal?
Hell yeah.
This is a new thing. This is a new habit.
He looks perfect. He's right into your background, right in that sun or whatever. It's like the perfect silhouette. He looks crazy. He looks scary. That's incredible. Oh, they're getting hungry? Do you, to arrive? They're like, oh, damn it, where the hell's that food at? No, the damn cats. That's how they are. You know, when they start jumping around, that's when I know you're going to start wrapping up a little bit off of Nightwave or whatever. You're like, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to get this going. I'm going to feed you right now. Yeah. No, hold on, it's me. My Mac OS audio capture dropped out. Let me add it one more time. Add it back. I don't know why it does that. Yeah. Okay, I think you're back now. Hopefully you're back. Hopefully they can they hear you or not? Can they? Hopefully it's back. I don't know why. You know, with Zoom, I'm running it on a Mac, and then halfway through, like when it gets to about an hour and 15 minutes, it just drops out that audio, and I have no idea why it does that. I got to figure that out, though. Yeah, no, facts. I totally hear you on that. Let's. I think this is the sound not back yet. It's not you. I think it's the audio. Oh damn it, Harold. Let me try to adjust this real quick. Oh man. But back OS. Let me go ahead and delete that. Oh, delete that. I'm still getting the hang of the OBS, people. I'm sorry about that. Let's see here. Back OS audio capture. Okay. Okay. All right. So hopefully that should have fixed it. James, are you there? Can you give me a check?
Yeah, we good? We good, bro?
I think we're good. All right.
I'm also here, bruv.
I got both Englishmen right here. Yeah, I think that fixed it right there.
I couldn't hang on any longer. I drained this, right? And because it's so cold, I had to take a wicked piss, man. Fucking hell.
I just want to go out with James. I just want to go out with him one night and have him go up to people and be like, "Are you all fucking my friend, mate?"
Yeah, right?
I was like,
and have him be like, "No, sir, not at all."
Swear down. It's so bad. I'm like, you know, you can tell when I'm desperate for a piss. I'm like rocking like this, and I'm going, "Fucking hell, can I hold this in? Jesus Christ!" I'm like, I'm on prime time here, and I'm fucking desperate just to take a fucking leak.
No, facts. I hear you, dog. I got a little bit of that action going on right now, but you know I can hold it for a little while. I got that big bladder, goes with everything else that's big. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it around here. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Mate, this weather, it's fucking freezing my nuts off, mate. I tell you, fucking bladder's the size of this, mate. I tell you.
Well, it's cold over there now, isn't it? Isn't it like real cold?
It is fucking grim. Everything about this country is grim. You know, at the moment, but autumn and
The
winter.
beaches are rocky and gray, and the weather's cold, and like I remember we were watching some reality show in England, and they went to the beach, and we're like, are all their beaches just rocks? Like, they're so
it's like pebbles. You got sand, right? You've got sand, sun, and two pieces, right? Mm-hmm. And we've got fucking rocks and old grannies. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nuts, mate. I tell you.
Well,
that's like,
that's where all the sand is in the granny snatch, bro. Isn't that what you said earlier? Sand is the granny snatch. Yeah, that's why we got to get you over here to Florida. Probably, I mean, California too, bro. I think Florida's where it's at. You know, we were talking earlier about like who said it. I forget who it was that said like all of the hotties are in Florida. Yeah, we got hotties over here in California, but they're all like crazy. They're all brain dead. They're all nuts. I don't know if you've been over to California, Merch, but you experience the type of women out here. But they're Looney Tunes. You know, they're all those Hollywood types. They all think they're.
We got some wild ones here, though. They're crazy in a different way.
Oh yeah, like
in your state, they're crazy, like brainwashed, like liberal lunatics, and in my state, they're like crazy in the criminal sense.
But if you want to find a hot chick who will hide cocaine in her pussy, this is the place.
Well, see, I'm off for that.
Your wife here.
Yeah, you want her to help you with the heist or whatever you're gonna do. You want her to ride and die, all in kind of thing.
If you want a chick who will hide a gun for you, Florida's the state to look.
No, facts. That's not how it is in California. They'll turn on you in a heartbeat, bro. Over here.
You find the right chick. You find a Pinellas County blonde girl with a fucking, you know, with like the right tattoos, and trust me, she'll shoot at the cops for you.
Yeah, the ones over
in this country. I hate how in this country politics has started interfering with sex. You basically have to declare who you vote for before you get any. You know what I mean?
Too.
It's like fucking. It's such bullshit. Such fucking bullshit.
But the best part is if honestly, like in at least in America still, if you got enough balls and you're manly enough, like you can still In fact, I've always said, like, you know,
that's facts. That's facts.
This is a great philosophy that I learned from Patrice O'Neill.
Hell yeah.
Which is, he goes, you know, for me, it was always easier to get laid if I could get a bitch to start off hating me. Because, like, if she's just, like,
unthreatened or like if she's just completely bored by you or doesn't feel anything, you can't crawl your way out of that. You can't crawl your way out of making a bitch feel nothing. But you can argue with a bitch and get her hot and like, annoyed. And then if you sweeten it up, you can pull her back in. It's a lot easier to work from like, oh, you hate me, but I made you feel something.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
yeah.
can work with this. So even the the politics shit, I'll just lean into it. You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, oh, I bet you're one of those Nazi fascists that thinks like all the illegal immigrants have to go back. And I'm like, oh, no. I think all immigrants have to go back. The illegal ones. I think there are some people that were born here that need to be fucking shipped out. And like, just lean into it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I bet you like Nick Fuentes. And I really don't. But I'm like, oh, I love him. He's the best.
Yeah.
Future president. Because they'll get all fucking mad at you. But you know what? If you could be funny and like engaging after that, they'll do that thing where they're like, I hate you. And you're like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Your body language says you don't. You don't.
And that's what women really want, man. That's what they really want. They want that. They want to get under their skin. They want to get all excited about it. They want to fight a little bit. You know what I mean? They don't want to push over a wet noodle. Like, who the fuck wants that shit?
You know what? What's funny, man? You know how many times like I would run into like a female friend of mine, and they'd have some cute friends with them, and I'd be like, "Yo, is that Heather?" I'd be like, "Oh, hold up," and I would just walk over and be like, "Oh," I'd be like, "Come here, bitch." Like that. I used to say that to all my female friends. I'd be like, "Come here, bitch," and I'd give them a hug, and some of their friends would be like, "Yo, who the fuck is talking to you like that?" I'd be like, "No, this is Mersh. We love it. It's the best." And it's just like they're all confused and shit. And then you can be kind of fun. Like if you just like this is what these incels and these Elliot Rodger types are like that snap and shoot up their colleges. They think that like, oh well, women want a guy who's an asshole. So then they just start being like fucking straight up rude to women, and you're like, well, that's
like
not
abusive.
What they want. You gotta
abusive.
be playfully rude. You have to be kind of up your own shit enough that you're like, oh, did that offend a couple people here? Well, I don't care. Like that kind of level, not like, yeah, well, you're a dumb fat bitch. You're like, all right, well, I don't think she's gonna fuck you now, dude. Like that ain't gonna work.
No, you got to be playful. You got to do that push and pull. It's like we got Cut the Grass. He said Cult of Black Phillip, and Cut the Grass is another diamond geezer, by the way, too. Black Phillip.
My life.
Oh, bro, facts, bro. I was listening to him too, and what he talked about, be righteous, man, be righteous. That's it right there.
To walk away when it came to business, when it came to pussy. Like one of the other valuable things he taught me was whether it's a potential job, and a potential employer or some girl you're trying to fuck, right? People can smell the bitch on you. So if you are bluffing sometimes and you're like, well, I'll leave, and like they can smell the bitch on you, and they know you're not gonna fucking leave. So he was like, you need to be actually committed to the idea of if you're gonna say I'm out of here, I'll walk. You need to be willing to walk out that fucking door and leave. Because if you're not, they'll smell it on you and they'll go, you're not going anywhere. You're a bitch.
Yeah, so then you're done.
Yeah, there's just certain things you got to carry yourself in a certain way where you're like, I'm out for me and my comfort. That's not to say I'm a fucking sociopath. Like, obviously, I want to help people and I want to be a good friend to people. But when I'm out and about and I'm talking to you and you're a stranger, it's like, I ain't letting you fuck my night up. I'm here to have a good time for me and I don't even know you. So you have to have that comfort level of like, I don't give a shit what this bitch thinks about me. I don't give a fuck what this British guy thinks about me. I don't care what Ray thinks. Like, I don't care. It does, but it has to be a genuine not.
It has to be real. It has to be righteous.
It can't be a try hard, like, let me show everybody how I don't care. It's like, no, you have to literally not give a fuck. And then everything falls into place.
No, facts. Yeah, you have to be righteous. It's exactly like what Patrice said. And if you pull your gun and you don't use it, so to speak, if you fake out on that walking away, you'll be a bitch for the rest of the time. It's over with.
I'll never believe you again.
You're cooked. Whatever that, like, what was it? A step up to my face in real life. It's like what you said when you experience haters out in real life. You buy them a drink and then it's over with. They melt away. They melt away.
Panic. Most of these autistic weirdo spurgs on the internet have rehearsed in their brain like what they're going to do when they see me. And they've only rehearsed one scenario because they're so socially retarded. They don't think, well, what if it goes this way? What if it goes? This is why I was a good drug dealer, because I was always thinking, all right, what's the best case scenario? What's the worst case scenario? Let's say I get arrested. How much do I want to have on me to make sure it's not a super felony. Okay, if I said this and it came up in a court of law, how would people view what I said? Like, I always think of scenarios. These guys don't do that. So yeah, we've had people come up to us at bars and try to be like, oh yeah, you're a fat fucking loser. Oh, you know, I suck. And it's like, fine, we're doing a shot of Jameson. You want some Jameson? And they go, no, but you're a fat fucking retarded loser. And it's like, yeah, you already said that. Would you like a shot of Jameson? Or one time I was smoking weed outside of Road Rage, and I offered a guy the blunt, and I was like, do you want to hit this? Because he was literally like staring at me. And it was like, and he was wearing like a Red Bar shirt and a Pot Awful hat or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this guy came to fuck with us, right? And he was just staring at me for like 5 minutes while we smoked weed. And finally I just looked at him and I'm like, do you want to hit this? And he panicked. He fucking panicked and walked away. And it was just like, they don't know what to do if you're just like, nah, it's not to say if you come up and fucking, punch me in my face or like grab my girlfriend's tits. Like,
right.
All right, we're dragging you out and fucking beating you in the parking lot. But if you just come up and talk shit, it's like, you've heard me before. I have said some fucking detestable things to people.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But I still don't believe that I could just punch you in the face for it.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got James along. James will fucking, he'll iron them out like a cheap suit right then and there. They'll put him down. He'll just say.
I'm gonna call James. Well, I'm gonna call him English Danny Saint. Because Danny Saint's our stateside guy that we bring around, and Danny's terrifying.
Facts.
The thing about it is you don't want to do it, but if you have to do it, you will do it. That's the thing. You don't want to go out and fucking ruin your own night by fucking like filling someone in. It's fucking so shit, man. You know what I mean? One punch, bam. It could be anything. You could fucking not only ruin their life, you could ruin your own fucking life. You don't want to spend your whole life having to beat everyone up because they're a cocksucker online. You know what I mean? It's like I see it. It's like I told you about that fucking Danny Boy 83. You know what I mean? He gets reams of fucking comments, and he's got the perfect attitude. He says, I don't fucking read them. He says, I ain't got the fucking time. I ain't got the inclination. They're all melts. They're all grade A drips. Because he's from South London like me. He's a Millwall fan, but I'm a Crystal Palace fan. He's from Woolwich, and I'm from Croydon. But we're cut from the same cloth. I don't give a tuppenny fuck about most of these people online. They can say what the fuck they like. I mean, what am I going to do? Get on a plane and beat up everyone who calls me a queer? Fucking hell. Like, fucking hell. I'd be fucking knackered, wouldn't I? And I'd have no money. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Go through the phone book and find every twat's address. Oh yeah, I've got to find Pink Hippo 51 and beat the shit out of him. I mean, fucking hell, do me a favour, bruv. Seriously, I ain't got the time for that shit. But if you said it to me in real life, it'd be a different thing. It's like, that's the way it is, you know what I mean? You can't back down because you look like a pussy. People facts. Get one over you. You can't let people, especially if you're with your woman, you can't let a guy get one over on you in real life. Even if you know this guy. That's why I respect Riley. The one thing I respect Riley about, two things actually, when he did the up the hill thing and he was going to shave Eric July's hair, I thought that was comedy. I thought that was comedy gold. But when he went to the meetup, the Ripperverse FNT meetup, he was there with Mint, right? Yeah. And he stood up to Laser Eyes, Cross Eyes Brandon. You know what I mean? Yeah. Brandon would have fucking beat the shit out of him, right? But he stood there face to face and stood it like a man. You know what I mean?
With a cape on.
With a cape on. Yeah, with a cape on.
Mugging him off, making him look like an absolute twat, making them all look like twats, right? Yeah. So he gets respect for that. But he stood it like a man, knowing and he got fucking arrested as well. Mm-hmm. So that's why I have respect for Riley. Because he done the comedy and he showed that he's a man. Even though Brandon would have absolutely kicked the fuck out of him, he still stood it like a man. And I've got to respect him. Even though Brandon would have been going like this, it would have been, whoa, it's there, you cunt, there, it's there, in the centre.
Let's see that.
I got more respect for a guy who's willing to take an ass whooping than a guy who is pretty confident he can kick everyone's ass. A guy that'll just go, I'll take this ass whooping. This is a righteous ass whooping. I'll take it. I respect. But what I love about Riley too, God, he's a fucking blast. Did you ever see when he threatened to rape Matt Bear?
Yeah, I saw that.
Favorite story arc.
Yeah.
He literally went to Walmart and made a video buying all the supplies he needed to rape this fucking comic book artist. And it was amazing. And then he got his original Twitter nuked because he DM'd him and was like, "I'm gonna do it, Matt. This is a legally actionable threat. I'm going to your house and I'm going to rape you." And then he reported him in the DMs and got his whole channel nuked. But it was like, Riley don't give a fuck, dude. He's a lunatic, but he's actually the nicest guy. If you just
He
don't
is
take
really
him
nice.
seriously,
He is a
has
nice
no
guy.
power over you.
Yeah. He is such a nice guy, and like, you know, if you know, that's the thing. These people don't know how to interact with these people. You just be nice to them in real life. All they want to do is, you know, play or be a part of it or have some fun too. They're playing a
breaking
character.
balls.
Yeah, they're just busting balls. Yeah, they're just, you know, or you could bring James along with you and have him say something in English, you know, a nice little soliloquy, and they're just gonna get their head all screwed up and feel like they just got hit with the English accent right there, and not know what the hell to say.
They'll be
Well,
like,
James.
"You mugging me off, you cunt." They'll be like, "You mugging me off, you cunt." And next thing you know, they'll be scraping me up off the floor or something. I don't fucking know, man. It's that funny thing, innit? I just like having a laugh, man. It's all good fun. You got to love guys like Riley.
Yeah.
Guys like Riley really want it and they really love it. And then there's a guy like me that don't really care. That just wants to help his mate out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
like that Riley really wants to be part of the community, doesn't he? He really wants to get in it and have a laugh. And I've got to respect that. And he's funny and he's got a set of balls and he's got a bit of bravado. And you've got to love it. He's entertaining, isn't he? If this is supposed to be an entertainment business, right?
Yeah.
And he's entertaining. So you give him props for that. There's plenty of people. And Matt Barr ain't fucking entertaining. Matt Barr's a miserable cunt. You know what I mean? He hangs out with a bunch of loser dogs that live in a fucking trailer park that spend all day hating on Ethan Van Sciver. They're obsessed with a fat guy in New Jersey that don't give a fuck about him. You know, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that's your life all day on the internet, being obsessed with a guy that doesn't give a fuck about you? Like they're
Yeah, but
obsessed with
EVS is
Merch
also a
doesn't-
good. He's a good button pusher, though.
Oh, he's good at what he does. Yeah, he's a good
You know what I mean?
broadcaster.
It's like Merch.
He's good.
Merch doesn't give a fuck about these people, and they spend all day obsessing and stressing about it. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't give a fuck about them. He's living his own life. Who cares?
Yeah.
And
Dude, Matt Mead threatened to shoot me in the head the other night, and I laughed it off. And I was like, "We both have guns, dude. We both have guns. It's not happening. Like, good luck."
Yeah, plus if he says it on the internet, you know he's not really going to do it anyway, because if he was really going to do it, he's just going to pull up, right? Isn't that what the whole pull-up gang's all about? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, nobody says that shit if they're gonna actually do it. But
Facts.
I would say, don't show up to my house after you publicly stated on a live stream you will shoot me in the head, because holy fuck, do I have a lot of leeway legally
Facts.
now. You know what I mean? Like, literally, I live in Polk County. I have Sheriff Grady Judd. I'll show him the video from MLC and go, "Well, he said he wanted to shoot me in the fucking head, and he was outside honking. What do you want from me?" I didn't take any chances.
Yeah, man, you got what? You got one of those Behringer 50 caliber sniper rifle set up on your roof. You see him coming a mile away, you just blow his car up, kind of thing. My bad. I thought he was coming my way. No, but you know that's the thing. We're just busting balls on here. This whole thing is just for entertainment. And then you know,
to my house, boys, I've got a butter knife and a cricket bat. Don't fucking mess with me.
yeah. Well, you got that English weather over there, bro. Ain't nobody coming to England except for the immigrants, bro. Yeah, it's pretty bad over there.
Can you imagine trying to defend myself with a spatula or something? You know what I'm saying? I'm going
Yeah,
to
you guys-
spend all these people with a fucking spatula.
And then you get arrested.
The facts, yeah, facts, because you
I'm
didn't
so
let.
shocked, right? All the videos I do, I'm so shocked I haven't been busted. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
know.
so fucking-
Well, that's why I keep saying don't dox yourself, bro. Keep it all hush hush. You know what I mean? We don't want the CCP coming to your door knocking on you, man. We got to keep you around.
Right?
Yeah.
The funny thing is, right, the whites and the blacks used to run our prisons, right? So the whites and the Jamaicans. Now the Muslim Brotherhood are completely taken over, mate.
Oh,
if I
man.
ever end up in prison, I'm completely fucked, mate. That's why they had to keep Tommy Robinson on isolation, because he just couldn't go in Gen Pop. He couldn't go in general population. Fucked.
Yeah, that bro, that's some serious shit right there. It'd be terrible. You come out like a Muslim, man. We'd hate that shit. We'd lose a good one. You know, that'd be awful.
I'd rather die. Honestly, this is not hyperbole. I'd rather die than convert to those shitbags.
No, facts.
Fuck them, mate. Fuck
All
them.
right, boys, we're coming up on the top of the hour. I don't want to keep Mersh too long. Mersh, King Mersh is you come by. Thanks so much for coming by.
Dude, anytime, man. Thank you. And I'm still working on EVS. I keep just wearing them down, and I'm like, you need to bring Ray Ray on a fucking art stream because.
Well, I think EVS is burnt out right now. Just all the things going on with that Leem guy who threatened suicide and all that kind of stuff, and he's just like kind of heartbroken. So.
And Ralph's going at him nonstop because Ralph's.
I know. Going. How crazy is that, man? How crazy is that? But I sure appreciate it.
I'm so out of the fucking loop, mate. I have no clue what's going on. It's like, don't ever bring me on to talk about internet. I haven't got a clue about any of this shit, man. I'm so fucking tuned out.
But no, dude, I feel you, dog. But Mersh, you have an open invitation to come on here anytime you want. We really appreciate you over here. I really appreciate you. I think
appreciate you, man. Everything you've done has been incredible, and we love you, man. And I need to talk to you because we got to do a digital Christmas card this year. So
yeah, I'd be more than happy to do it. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do it. So King Mersh, we want to thank you and say, hey, thanks for popping by. Everybody, go follow Mersh on Twitter, Gooning on Rumble. Go watch Nightwave Radio. Watch him. He's one of the two main hosts on ROTC Radio. Fantastic show during the day. Nightwave Radio at night, of course, with all the other Judas Goats. And thanks, Mersh. I appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Oh, of course, buddy. Thank you.
And James, thank you for coming on. We're going to bounce on out of here because I got to pee like a motherfucking racehorse, okay? So thanks, everybody, for coming on here. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah, sorry about your issue start, man. Fucking bit of a fuck up there, wasn't it, eh?
No, you're good, bro. You're good. All right, everybody, we're out of here.